Hey guys, SirVern back here, and today I'm reviewing Towers and Powers VR for the PSVR2, and I think it's on a few other platforms, but I'm going to go over graphics, performance, gameplay/story, replayability, fun factor, give each category a score from 1 to 10, average it up, and then talk about the game a little bit. So this is a strategy game, tower defense game, which I love. It's my favorite genre, strategy. And I love that a game like this came to VR. This is the only game I've ever pre-ordered for VR, so I was super excited about this. We'll get right into it. Graphics, I'm going to give a 7. You know, they're decent, nothing mind-blowing, but they're interesting. I like the effects of the explosions. The monsters look really cool. But like I said, nothing, it's not going to push the PSVR2 or the PS5, but it looks good. Next category, performance. I'm going to give it 10. I didn't have any problems with this game. This is the way games should come out. Just completely done, and they work from start to finish. So this was great. I was happy with the way this game ran the whole time. No stuttering or anything like that. And no motion sickness for me, which is nice. Some games do give me motion sickness. Next category, gameplay/story. So this is the most important category, especially, you know, gameplay. We'll start with the story, though. So story, there's not much to it, but there is a story there, which is nice with any strategy game, that they include a story. So, you know, it just adds to the gameplay normally in a strategy game, so it's just decent. Or mediocre. Decent to mediocre. But it's there, not expected to be great. Gameplay, however, is expected to be great in a strategy game. So, and it's good, you know, but it's not great. It's fun. There's a bunch of different combos you can do. Like, you have probably 6 or 7 different kinds of units. Those units you put on, and they turn into like tower defense types. Like, you know, just a basic guy just does an arrow, or you can use like a mage to slow people down. You know, the traditional tower defense stuff. There's ice to slow people down. And I'm not going to ruin everything, but there's a bunch of different kinds of units, and you put those on different, there's 3 tiers to each tower, and where you place those units on the towers behave differently, and do different things, and have different abilities, which is really cool, which I did not figure out until, there's 15 levels, I did not figure out until level 14. So I beat 1 through 13 with just the basic, I think it's a peasant, I think that's what they're called, the basic guy. So I think they need to do a better job explaining how to do that, because you have to hit hex, and it starts with just the peasant, but you scroll over and you can choose between the different ones you've unlocked, so that might need to be explained a little better. But it was interesting that I was able to beat it with just peasants all the way to 13. So 14 I got stuck, and I was like, there has to be, I'm doing something wrong, and then I figured out how to use different units and different tower combinations. All that to say, seeing that was part of the story, how they present it. But all that to say, it's okay. So gameplay/story, I give a 7. Replayability, I'm gonna burn it here a little bit. So there's only 15 levels in the tower defense game. There's only certain spots you can see, empty spots, little circles where you can place towers. Which cool though is you can pull those guys off the tower and set them down. You can see the little girl standing there. You can set her down; she'll fight if she's close enough to an enemy. So you can pull them off. You see, I have a bunch of the peasants before I pulled them off, or just bought them and stood them there to protect, where the enemies are going, as a last resort. So there is different strategies to this, but I wish you could place towers anywhere. Replayability is just going to suffer. There's no platinum trophy. Come on, publishers. Put a platinum in so we have something more to do once we beat the game. Because this is not a long game. It's 15. This is 2-sitting game. It took me 3 sittings because, like I said, I couldn't figure out how to do something. And I beat the whole game without doing that thing, pretty much. So replayability, I'm giving it 2 because once you beat this, there's not... Sure, you can beat it in different ways, but I don't know if there's difficulty options or anything like that. So they need to really add a platinum and beat it with only peasants, or do something, only the basic standard guy, or something, add more trophies. I do like the trophies that are included. Another thing, some of them didn't pop. It said to beat all the levels. I beat all the levels. I even beat the last one twice just to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. So some trophies, unless I'm doing something wrong, don't pop for me. So that's really frustrating. Replayability 2. I'm not going to play this again for a while. I may hop back in just to try to get those trophies to pop, but anyway, that's why it's so low. And there's only 15 levels, like I said. So Last category is fun factor. I had a decent time with this game. I give it a 7. You know, it's an interesting game. I wish more strategy games like this would come to PSVR2 and just to the PlayStation in general, because I enjoy strategy games and tower defense games. I love it. I love single player strategy games like this. This is a lot of fun. Well, these types of games are a lot of fun. This one's okay. So, interesting level design. I do like the level design. I like the enemies. The bosses are really cool. I like that some levels incorporate different ways to beat guys. Like there's a cannonball you can throw, which was cool. Cool combos you can do with the towers. Like I said, I learned that late. But that is interesting, and it has its own little, you know, flavor, this strategy game. So, it's a cheaper strategy game, so I do recommend it. If you like strategy games, you know, if you like tower defense games, definitely get it. If you like strategy games, give this one a chance for sure. It's definitely worth the low asking price for this game. But if they would have added a platinum and some more trophies, it would have been a much higher score for me, because replayability would have skyrocketed. Strategy games need replayability. You need a reason to replay it multiple times, different ways, different settings, you know, hard mode, like endless mode. None of that's in here that I've seen. So I wish that was in there, and I could have scored this game a lot higher, because it would have improved replayability and fun factor and gameplay, probably all those categories. But as it stands now, graphics 7, performance 10, gameplay/story 7, replayability 2, fun factor 7. That averages out to a 6.6 out of 10. It's an okay game. I would say it's a pretty good game, especially for how cheap it is. I wish this would, two things, come out physically and have a platinum trophy. That would have added to this game. I would have loved it a whole lot more. But as it stands now, I won't be playing a whole lot more of this game. But that's all I got. If you like this review, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. SirVern out.